6:06, this meeting of the Fern Bluff Municipal Utility District Board of Directors has come to order. Roll call of directors. All directors are present with the exception of Director Stemko. Dr. Barnes, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening?
Sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Director Barnes.
Absolutely.
All right, see no citizens here to communicate, so strike that agenda item. Our landscaper is here. Brian, tell us what's going on.
Hello,
Good evening.
good evening. End of October. So starting next month, as you guys know, we'll go to 2 times a month for mowing schedule. For the month of November, we typically will get in the green belts and raise the canopies over the trails. That's something that's in contract to keep them, I think it's approximately 10 feet clearance over the trails. So you get in the trail and start doing some of that work, as well as granite gravel. I think it's 50 tons every year is allocated to repairing trails. We'll do that throughout the year, but the major kind of overhaul, we'll do that in November as well. And then in the off weeks in December, we typically will mulch and try and get everything, all the parks and the butterfly garden and the community center, we'll get all that mulched by the end of the year to fulfill the contract there. So we're getting to be about that time where about every other week we're mowing, and then in the off weeks, we're kind of doing these other things to fulfill the contractual obligations there. Let's see. Oh, the wildflowers. We did the temporary irrigation of the wildflowers. I've cut that back. We were watering 3 times, real short run times, but just enough to keep the ground kind of moist. You don't want to overwater them. So I went through and removed the midday cycle. So it's just running in the evenings and in the morning. And then I think probably another 2 to 3 weeks as the temperature cools off, we'll bump that down to just 1 run time a day, and then kind of keep your finger on the pulse there. And if we're getting rain or it looks like it's going to be a wet couple of weeks, we'll go ahead and just turn those off and let Mother Nature do it. But we've got the infrastructure in there, so we can kind of plug and play with it as we see fit. But I have started to cut back the watering there. Chemicals, all the pre-emergents down. There's no more chemicals scheduled for the rest of the year. We're coming into, things are approaching the dormant season, so everything's been met there and we are good on the chemicals. We just did the pre-emergent and last fertilization, which made the last meeting and today. Right now we are watering 2 times a week. Again, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, as the temperature cools off, I'll cut that back to 1 day a week. Janie typically wants me to water 1 day a week until we get closer to the holidays, and then we shut it off, especially over the holidays. So, if we do get a freeze, there's, a main line's not going to break and we're having to come up here and handle something Christmas Eve, we'll go ahead and shut it down a few days before Christmas, and just that way there's no water in the lines. Even if we got a hard freeze, there's no water in the line. So even if it did get a break, we wouldn't know until we fired it up after the holidays. So that's kind of, I'll touch base on that again next month. But yeah, that's a steal for tonight. Anybody have any questions?
Not at this time.
No questions. Get off easy today.
All right. We don't have a good one.
All right, thank you, Brian.
Thank
Watch
you.
some baseball.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Brian.
See y'all.
All right, thank you. All right, consent agenda. Do we have any items to remove from the consent agenda this evening?
We do not.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Director
Second.
Smith, Second by Director Barnes. All in favor? Motion passes 4-0. Consent agenda is passed. Okay, I've got item 7, wholesale water supply agreement between the district and the city of Round Rock. Mr. Operator, would you like to take us through that?
Sure. In your packet is a copy of the agreement. We've gone back and forth with City of Round Rock, legal and Zach, and they've both worked it out. Staff has been great with Round Rock, so we made some requests to add Brushy Creek as a backup provider for us, or back and forth if so needed. But this will get us another amount of years that will last beyond our retirement. So
So it's one and done, huh?
one and done, pretty much. So
For us.
yeah, we've had one. We've had not a renewal, but just some changes to it after City of Austin us taking over that portion of it. But other than that, it's pretty plain and dry. So it's good for the city, good for us. I mean, we have a good relationship with the city, and I mean, this one I thought it was going to take a lot longer to hash stuff out, but they're great, and we've worked well together, so that's a good thing for us.
Super.
Unless you have any questions, I mean, it's
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the wholesale water agreement as prepared and presented by Mr. Alanis.
Motion by Director Horton to accept the water supply agreement.
I'll second it.
Second by Director Smith. Any further discussion? Saw there was what was the rate in there? Was it a volumetric, 3.04?
3. Yeah, our current
The
rate.
base charge.
Yeah, it's
Base
just,
charge.
basically they're passing everything straight along. Our current rate, we're talking about $3 per 1,000 gallons, and then whatever the standard base rate is, like $27,000.
Yeah, that sounds about
and change.
Right.
That's what I
But,
saw.
like I said, those numbers aren't changing. It's just renewing the contract, the agreement that they'll supply us water at adequate pressure, volume, and all
Right.
that stuff. So
Okay.
pretty simple.
Okay. Anyone else? No? All right. All in favor of the motion? All right. Motion carries 4-0.
Yeah, let's buy water.
Let's buy some water.
Let's continue the relationship with Round Rock.
High quality H2O. All right.
There you go.
General manager's report is on page 35 of the packet.
Page 35 of the packet.
Can you cover that for us,
Sure.
Victor?
I guess parks, that's going to also, I talk about the lighting at the tennis courts. Everything at Fern Bluff Park is essentially done. The only thing we're missing is the windscreen for the tennis courts. Access control is done. It's working pretty well. I mean, it was a seamless transition between the Johnson control system and the now alarm.com system. So
I used it yesterday. It gave me
I saw
access
that.
tennis court.
pickleball, right?
Tennis.
Tennis. Okay. Well, you were in there somewhere. I saw the name.
Yeah,
So
it
that
was
was
PTA.
pretty cool. But like I said, it's working out really well. I mean, we're happy with it. I have received some phone calls and emails about lighting at the tennis courts not being sufficient. I did order a light study, which Sport Court was gracious enough to just comp it to us. Is like, yeah, they're not going to charge us for a light study. So they went and took some readings, and on average, the readings were low. I've got some 2s, some 7s, some 42s, and 20s. Basically, the minimum, and I don't know what the unit is at, but I mean,
Lumens.
we got some 20s. It says the minimum is 50 to get some good lighting for the court. They're suggesting some type of lighting. We're going to look into it. We've asked for the specs because, what they're looking at is like a triple head type system. Right now we have a dual head with corn roll LED lighting. So it's not sufficient to light it up.
So it'll be a replacement light system, not a supplemental light system?
Correct. Yeah. We looked at what they recommended for a double light system, and it's still not sufficient to give us the minimum 50. It brings it up into like the 40s or something. The whole speed bumping, behind this whole thing is, or ahead of this whole thing is the neighbors. We want to be conscientious of our neighbors and not, prison lighting and just light up the whole neighborhood or whatever. So we're trying to keep it to where, we don't want too much lighting, but we do want to meet that minimum unit of 50 to get some adequate, nighttime play or whatever. So I don't have any numbers for lighting. I may come back to you next month to say, hey, it's probably going to be less than $10,000 because it's just replacing the heads. It's not
The whole
poles or wiring or anything. So,
Okay.
so I'm not expecting a huge amount of cost to it, but it's something that
So this is on the order of a change order type thing. I mean, this
correct.
is-
Yeah, that'd be something. What our tennis guys are saying is like we can buy the lights. You just need to have an electrician install it. It's like I'm sure our electrician's going to want to say he's like, we'll provide the lights, get us the specs, and we'll do it. So we got stuff to work out. Nothing major. Well, I'll come back next month and let you know where we stand with that. So
Perfect.
Are they on a timer?
they are
So they go off at what, 10 or 11?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Yeah. Again, trying to be courteous to our
Has
neighbors.
anyone ever complained about that being too late? 10
No.
o'clock? Okay.
Not that I know of. I mean,
Because it doesn't seem too late to me. That seems,
no.
that seems reasonable.
There's some folks out there with like midnight, but it's like,
Yeah.
That's not reasonable.
Use
Not at all.
flashlights.
yeah, that didn't pass that filter. It's like,
Well, being LEDs, when they're off, they're off. There's no lingering glow with the bulbs.
Yeah,
So when they
yeah.
turn off, you're like, get your phone and try to find where the ball went. Where's my equipment bag? Where's the gate?
This access system
yes,
that we've got, is that hardwired or is that wireless?
it is hardwired. So we do have at our big three parks, we have internet connection. So everything goes hardwired to
To
a unit.
yeah, okay. I was curious.
Fobs obviously are wireless, but that's
Right, whether they're RFID, right?
Mhm.
Or something,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just
Just
point
curious.
of fun to go back to Director Horton's statement. I was once in Westlake Football Stadium watching the lacrosse game. When the lights went out, all the power got cut in the air. Guys streaking down the field with the ball and total darkness.
that's fun.
That's always fun. All right.
Um,
Excellent.
But everything else, like I've got water system in there. I want to put that in there. We're doing a above average flushing for the system. That there's a reason behind it. We're trying to keep our chlorine residuals up as a result of all this sediment and colored water and all that stuff. We got some sediment in the tank, and it's degrading the chlorine residual in the system. So until we get it serviced or cleaned out, which hopefully is later this week, we're going to keep flushing to maintain that safe level of water. I mean, we're Superior for a reason, and keeping it safe is.
How many
Job
how
one.
many hydrants do they flush? Aside from the one in front of my house.
On the low end, 3 to 5.
Okay.
But, if we need to, every now and again, we try to move it across the whole section we want, so that we might be at 7 to 10.
Is
Some
the-
days on the worst, but maybe about 3 a day.
Three a day.
Try to move it up and around.
Has this affected the pump house at all?
Not really, we're bringing it to the pump house takes care of it after that.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Oh yeah, and other than that, I mean that's really all I got for general manager report. We're
Excellent.
with Janie's absence, we're trying to keep it a little simple.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Deputy GM. All right. Let's see. That gets us to committees. Roads Committee, do we have anything?
Do we want to talk about the 8A Phase 3?
Oh, I'm
meeting
sorry.
System?
I'm sorry, yeah. General Manager Operations Part, yeah. Phase 3.
Gotcha.
Oh, is that the proposal in front of us also? the
Yes, sir.
quotation? Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's
Yeah.
do that.
So this is Phase 3 of the metering system. Some of you may remember back in 2016, we started talking about AMI systems and AMR, just basically automated reading. So we finally came down with a solution for the meters, which is the Deal Hydra system. Back in August, I believe, we passed the backbone of the system for communications. So now to tie the meter to the backbone, we need to do the radio system. And that's what this quotation is all about, is acquiring 200 radios, getting the licenses, everything needed to get that one section that the pump station serves. 181 connections. So that whole section has the new meter. This will allow us to get radios onto those meters, so we get the signal to the antenna at the water tower, and then basically cut off that section of, we won't have to read that manually. We'll just let the radios send the signal at the press of button, and we have our meter reading done. So in the future, we'll have phase 4, phase 5, or however many phases it takes to, just kind of do smaller chunks instead of the, $500,000 at one time type deal. So we're doing it in chunks. We're just kind of backing into the system, and this will allow us to, prove the system that it works really well. And the nice thing about it is we already have a meter at the pump station, which is the same type as the hydro system. So put a radio on that, we know how much the pump station is pumping out, and then we'll know how much water we're selling to each of those. Difference in that is going to be some kind of a loss. So that'll allow us to, if there's a leak,
More accurately, yeah.
So
So the radios, the meters that we've put in up there,
Mhm.
right? Are those the same as the ones that we were testing out, or have you replaced the ones, like for instance, the one in front of my house?
that is a deal hydrous meter. So that is the new.
So that is the new one. I know, because we were talking over the years about, you trying out different meters.
Right. Yeah, I think we settled on the deal meter 18, 19, somewhere around there, maybe around the COVID period.
Mhm.
What was happening is our Neptune meters, which are the mechanical meters, we were seeing failure. Yeah. We were seeing a bunch of failure on the new ones. They wouldn't even get to 100,000 gallons, and we're having to swap them out and take them to our vendors, like, here, so do a swap out and stuff. And it just, with the hydrous meters, one goes bad or whatever. Nothing's 100%. So if one of those meters goes bad, the LCD screen goes out or whatever, we'll pull them, we'll save them, send them out in a batch, and they'll basically not only replace the meter, but they'll pay us for the swap out. So either we'll add another meter, for every 2, or some, we've got an arrangement to where, they'll either pay us back for the labor, or they'll just give us more meters, which.
Since I know the one I got has been in there for quite a while now.
Mhm.
So it hasn't had a problem that I know of.
So
Of course, I'm
far,
going to
so
ask the question I've been asking you every year, is when do I get access so I can see it?
good. Well, interesting part. I don't know if you saw in this quote that there is a customer portal portion of it. At this point, we opted not to do the customer portal.
Okay.
AVR actually has a portal too, where you can see your monthly usage, but not so much the hourly. So, being that we have, I'm thinking it's like less than 20% with our AVR portal. We just having an online account. We figured it's probably not the best at this point in time. Just keep the cost a little bit lower, and that we can add at any time once we have more users on the system or whatever. But yeah, it's still an option. It's that's just write a check, flip a switch, and we're on.
Okay.
But that takes customer engagement, and Mario down the street from you
Mhm.
is really interested. I know you're interested, but we just don't have a huge number of folks that are interested in that hour by hour. They just, it's like, how much do I owe you?
So the meters we're talking about here are the physical connection at the residence to the system?
The
Or
meters.
are these meters that are more along the distribution backbone?
No. So the meters, all they do is measure. They have a cord that comes out of it, connect an antenna to that, and that is what talks to the backbone of the system. Make sense?
Yeah.
I do understand that. Are these at the connecting points to the distribution system at the residence, or are they along the backbone at strategic points, like
No.
at the
They connect right to the meter.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they'll be right in the meter box. Mhm. Does that answer?
It does.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
does.
Okay.
So this phase we're talking about here will enable how many of the residences in the district?
181.
180. So there's a small sampling. It's
Yes.
over
Yep.
on the Oak Brook side, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason we chose that is because we have Oak Brook Pump Station. We've got a meter on the distribution line going out to just that one section. So we'll know what we're pumping into that system, what we're selling, and we'll know the difference as well. So for water loss, it's a great tool. So that's kind of why we're doing that one section. I would have loved to put a meter when we extended removed that 12-inch line going to Oak Brook. We could have gotten the whole system. Just didn't quite work out, but maybe a future project we can do something like that.
Didn't that offer a leakage alarm to the office
with
here?
the customer portal? Yes, we will have a portal for us, which we should be able to get some reporting. So it won't be. It's going to email it directly to the customer. We'll see, leakage alerts or whatever. Then
you'll share it with
one of us will share it with the resident.
homeowner. Yeah.
So at least that's the plan for now. Like I said, once if the board decides that they want to do the portal, then like I said, it's just
Let's flip it a
say
switch.
let's
Yeah.
go with it. So
Forking out the dollars.
yes, sir.
I mean, I like the leakage alert because, if I'm out of the country, out of town, and all of a sudden you guys send me a thing, well, I'm not gonna be home for a week or two.
Right.
I can at least get somebody over there to figure out what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And so that behooves us all.
Yeah, and right now with the system we have in place, it's it could be up to a month before anybody finds out there's a leak if it's going down into the drain or into the
Right.
ground, rock formation or whatever. So
Or it's
yeah,
flooding
and-
the kitchen.
yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't bring this addendum to the packet with me. I've read it Saturday and I've forgotten since. The radios, power is AC power connected from somewhere, or they have a lifelong
It's a
or
battery.
long life 5-volt lithium battery, something like that.
Yes, sir.
That's self-contained in the system.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's waterproof too, I think.
We looked at a meter, and I won't name it, but we looked at a meter and ultrasonic. I mean, just really high accuracy,
Mhm.
like the rest of the ultrasonics. But that one, I mean, I actually made the vendors give me a meter or give us a meter, and it's like, look, I'm going to tear it up, so don't expect to get it back. If you do, you get it in pieces or whatever. So I mean, I was banging on them and taking them apart or whatever. Just to see how good they will last. This one, the lid popped off, just a little green O-ring, and that was it. On the internals where the electronics were, I mean, there was just a little desiccant pack, and it's like, yeah, that's a disqualification. That's not going to work. So
Well, I asked about that because, as an example, when it rains hard,
Mhm.
like it did the other day,
Mhm.
I actually get a stream and it goes
right through the meter box.
right through. Yeah, because sometimes I'll come up and the meter box is up a little bit.
Yeah.
So there was full of water.
Neck position, please.
So
So
the
far
meter-
it's lasted. But
the meters we're purchasing are pretty cool. I've actually seen them put them together. You have all the electronics, the battery, and all that stuff, and then they pour some kind of a polymer. It's just like a black. I mean, it's just totally encapsulated. So you can toss it in a pool and like no big deal. That meter's just rocking along. So
It's like Bakelite or similar epoxy they fill it up with. And it's not reversible.
Yeah.
It works till it doesn't, and then we throw it away and give you another one.
So, gentlemen, today I'll be asking for approval for $57,460. And like I said, we're just, the backbone, I think we spent $28,000.
yeah, that's not in the package on here. You have a copy of it with
Hey, do you want to take a
His
look?
paper is it was in the envelope.
You know
whatever.
what? I did not scan it into the system. My apologies.
No, that's all right. Well, that's why I was missing it.
Gotcha.
Let me take a quick
Gotcha.
look, but I don't have a problem with it. I just like to be aware.
No,
Yeah,
I-
I could-
I'll give them this one.
In a minute.
And this is a buy board contract?
Yes, sir.
so- Okay,
Yes,
that makes it nice.
Board
and easy.
contract 717-23. So
Makes it easy.
did have a discussion with Zach about it. I mean,
Yeah, no, we're good. That fulfills the rules for,
yes.
uh,
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is get in trouble for purchasing.
Yeah, no, that meets the purchasing rules as far as
Mhm.
bids.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yep.
Perfect.
So what's the amount again?
$57,460. And
Including tax?
no tax.
Signed, sealed, delivered?
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Okay.
So,
I'd like to make a motion that we approve $57,460 for the purchase of the meter radios per the proposal provided by the Deputy Manager Alanis.
All right, we have a motion from Director Horton. I'll go ahead and second it. Second by
Sorry,
Director
I was reading.
Sabatino. Are there any further discussion? Are there any, there's some optional items in there. Are there any, I saw there was a database setup fee. Is that,
yeah, the database setup is
Is that
part of the
included?
pricing.
okay.
It's just the customer portal that we chunked out. There was some mobile radio system that is like, well, if we're going to do AMI, we don't need the mobile system. So we chunked that out.
Oh, okay.
And just for purposes of budget, we do have this covered in CapEx, in our CapEx budget. So
Oh, man, that was my next question.
just in case you were
He's
to
just, he's
ask.
slightly ahead of you there.
He's ahead of it.
Director's right ahead of you.
What is
For this year, yes.
what is the Bluetooth opto head? What is that?
That is when we need to read the meter or extract some history
Mhm.
from that meter. It's a little Bluetooth thing. You put that on the meter, connect it to your laptop via Bluetooth, and it'll suck
Okay.
41 days of information hourly. So
Out of the meter.
out of the meter.
So
yes.
my meter's obviously got memory.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, 41 days.
okay.
41 days.
That's,
So
that's pretty good. Okay,
Pretty-
thank you.
pretty impressive stuff. I mean, we've done it we get phone calls where I did not use this water. Pop that opto head. It's like, well, you happen to irrigation system is going on 3 times a day on this day, this day, this day, this day. So very, very useful tool. So
When we see you're using 10,000 gallons a day, 24/7,
mhm.
maybe there is something else going on.
Yeah, and we've seen that. And it's a great tool having memory on that meter. So
So the on here it says the consumer portal setup is optional.
yes. And that's one that for now we opted out of.
Right.
You know,
That's
once
what
we're
you're
happy with the system, start growing it, then
Cool.
yeah,
We can revisit that.
yes, sir.
Yep.
See what it costs at that time.
Not a huge amount, but
Good.
still, I mean, it's our taxpayer dollars, so we can.
Well,
can
but
use the
it's
AVR
also
portal
it's
for
also
that.
budgeted. I'm sure that the budget would cover that as well.
Right.
If we decide to do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we should have plenty of heads up if we want to go that route. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we should be fine.
Probably a higher priority to connect the rest of the district before we go to that.
That's
And maybe even get some feedback from residents that there's perceived value to have that access that information from their perspective. But I mean, customers aren't even going on to check their accounts. I mean, that might be very diminished return.
all right.
So I'm sorry, one more question. So I guess I missed this. So when is this information going to be available for residents? I mean, as far as the being able to look like Mark was saying about looking and saying, hey, I'm using this much water and there's a problem.
So, like we were discussing, for this round, our calculation is to opt out of the consumer portal, just so we could get this pilot area, complete, functional, get it all reading. Once we start expanding the system and get most of our customers on it, if the board decides to do a customer portal as well, I think the setup fee was like $6,020
$6,020 or
yeah,
something
somewhere
like
around
that.
there. So
Okay.
yeah, this one I wanted to keep it under our CapEx
Mhm.
numbers and not
That makes sense.
not go over that. So,
Right.
like I said, it's definitely an option. If we want it, we can turn it on at any time. So,
I'd be interested once we get more people on it
Yeah.
across the district, that maybe we just put out a survey and say, is this something you'd be interested in?
Mhm.
Right?
Sure.
And that way we can make a decision based on real input as opposed to just me
Gotcha.
wanting
Gotcha.
it.
Is there, if we wanted to tell some residents, well, if you want it, you can pay for it and get it, because we don't have enough interest to do it system wide. And then likewise, on the other end, if we meet a certain threshold where it makes sense to do it for the whole district,
Mhm.
would we still allow people to opt to get it, or just say we're just going to, when we get to this point, the district will pay it. It won't, the individual homeowner won't.
Right,
have to
right.
pay.
I don't have a good answer for you.
You just have, the 6,000 would be there's no,
That should cover the whole
Everybody,
district
so-
if we want to.
so you'd have to divide that by the number of residents who want it. So there's 3,000 for you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think I'm really.
We're purchasing 12 additional radios over what we need
Mhm.
ish. So yeah, I think most of you might have a electronic meter already. If you want a radio on there, we could put it on there and just kind of get some feedback from there if you'd like. That's
Yeah, I think mine has a radio on it because it's got the wire thing on the top.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't, in a lot of ways, this is like it's a consumer relationship, right? You buy water from them. So if you wanted additional, so you have hourly readings, like, does it make sense to make it available for that person for this fee? You can pay it and you've got it, versus us spending for the whole district. I don't have a problem spending for the whole district when it makes sense to do that.
Right.
But if we're not at a certain
Yeah,
threshold, where it
at
makes
this
sense.
point, I really don't think we're there.
Okay.
No.
And if it doesn't make sense to open up to individuals, that's fine. But I just wondered if you given any thought to
I
that,
think,
or
I
if there's
think some of-
problems I'm not thinking about that come with
Gotcha.
that.
But if you see some of the benefits, like being able to get active notifications that you've got a leak or you've got something running for an hour and a half,
Right.
other than your sprinkler, to me that, I had a leak and it cost me $30,000 to have my kitchen redone, so it's like,
That's
So you're
3,000 is
glad to
a-
pay a couple $100 to get a radio or something that would allow you
I
to
don't even think it's the
monitor.
radio, it's the portal.
Right.
The radio, we're going to get anyway, so that they can,
Okay.
do the
So,
meter
yeah,
reads.
We'll have the
amounts.
portal,
Yeah.
so you will have access.
Okay, so
to
that's a system-wide software issue. So you can't get around a big fee for that. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. Then my question makes less sense. Okay.
Gotcha.
One of those rare moments.
No, I just need to talk it through.
No, I understand.
You and me both.
Okay, anyway,
We still have a motion and a second out there. We're in discussion. But there's one question before we get on with it.
Right.
These new ultrasonic meters, do they have like a digital interface on them? So the resident can see, compare how much water, what's my meter reading at today versus tomorrow? Kind of like with mechanical meters, or is it just a black box you can't tell? And
No, it has
Well,
a.
it's got
a little-
digital.
there's a
There's a
digital
readout on
But I think
So nice thing about
mine has it
those, if
on there.
there's a leak, it'll tell you how many gallons per minute is going through that meter.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could there, and there's just a little eye at the bottom center of that meter, and it operates off a light. It'll turn on with light, and then you just tap it, and it'll go to the next screen. Tap it, next screen. So it'll tell you 0.00 gallons per minute. That means no leaks, no nothing.
Right.
Then you can do your actual meter read and temperature and stuff like that. So
Nifty. Thanks for the detail.
no problem.
One last thing in discussion. One last thing. What the time frame for completing the installation of the new radios?
I don't know what kind of lead time they have. It's probably going to be this quarter.
Okay.
So ish.
That's fair.
before the end of the year. I mean, that makes it this quarter.
It's 100.
Because you got to order them, and then they got to
Correct,
deliver them,
correct.
right? Before you can install them.
Plus the meter boxes and how we're gonna install them and the meter boxes.
Yeah.
That's another lead time on those bids.
Right, so, and you guys can only do like
So-
100 a day, right?
Is,
Jeremiah, yes.
all right, Jeremiah, get here
Size of
at
that
4
crew.
a.m. and you're not leaving until 10 p.m. So is the installation going to be done by our crew or is it going to be done by their crew?
No, it'll be done by our crew.
Okay.
Or a sub or, I mean, we'll start off and if it, I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. I mean, it's just, you hook arrow to arrow, hook them up and
Right.
basically plant that meter in on the meter box or in a little sidecar piece of pipe and go on there. So,
Right.
yeah, it's just going to be a, learn as you go kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have steel meter boxes, we've got concrete, we've got several different types. So it'll be a little bit of a learning process, but once we get that down, I mean, it's just
You can knock
going
it
down
off.
the street. So, and fortunately, I'm not anticipating any, customers, interruption of service or anything like that. So it's just the electronic portion that hooks up and
Well, that's on the ones that you've already installed,
yes, and that
That's
section
adding the
is
radios.
completely, they're all the meters are installed in that
up by
section.
the,
so-
up by the upper,
Yes,
by
sir.
the pump house.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they're all installed, it's just a matter of adding the radios for those.
Correct.
And then the meter swaps are pretty quick too.
Well, I mean,
Putting
we've
in
already
ones.
done the meter swaps. The
Yeah,
meters
but I
are-
mean, for the rest of the district.
and we have a meter changeout program.
Right,
Million
Right.
and a half, somewhere around there, we'll swap that meter out. Usually when they're that high, it's a Neptune meter, so we're replacing them with the Hydrus meters. So
cool.
yeah. I wish we had more in the ground right now, but we've got the Oak Brook section covered. So I mean, it's a good pilot location. I mean, we can meter it both ways. So
Right, because of the pump house.
we should have some really good data coming out of that area.
I was going to ask, so as far as the data, while residents cannot necessarily see that data through an app or through
Yes.
whatever means yet,
Yes.
all of that data is being housed here. So
Mhm.
you've got access to that data 100%.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So if I'm curious, I can just call you and say, hey, what's going on between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4:33 a.m.?
I can tell you, Oak Brook is just sucking the heck out of the system via irrigation. So it usually starts around 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, ish.
well,
Doesn't
it's
surprise
been, it's changing for me, but because I've got that ratio of the internet thing.
Right.
They-
Yeah, but historically,
Historically, yeah, it's like start at 1 and by 7.
that's ish. But, yeah. But yeah, that's all. Unless you have any more questions for you.
Anyone else?
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
so.
think I'm good.
Move to question.
All right. All in favor of the phase 3 meter reading system upgrade?
All right.
I see 3 yeses. I see 4 yeses. All right. Motion carries 4-0.
Oh, my God. He's such a con.
Very good. All right. Do we need to do 8B, C, and D? Operation of district facilities and open space?
No, I think we're good on
We're
those.
good there. Correspondence from district customers, including requests for adjustments. Are we good there?
We're good there.
Okay. Repairs, we should be good. All right. All right. Now let's go to roads committee. Anyone have anything for roads?
I only have one heads up for now. I'm attempting to work with city staff regarding our little 0.93 acre plot of
Across the
land
street?
across the street.
Mhm.
With the new roadway going in, they've got curb and gutter along Creek Bend. They've got curb and gutter along Wyoming Springs Extension. So basically, we're blocked out of our property. So I'm just going through the progressions and staff, and I'll end up with the public works director and see if we can remedy this at staff level.
Okay.
But there is, I've already talked to Zach about it, and he said, if I need to talk to their attorney, let me know. But I
Okay.
said, well, let me talk to the staff first, and if we can work this amicably, then great. If not, we need access to our property.
So we're looking for like a driveway cutout kind of
Yes, sir.
situation? Okay,
Mhm.
so we can get
Yeah,
vehicles.
so we tried, and the contractor's like,
Okay,
these are the plans I'm working
Not on the
on.
plan.
Talk to the project managers, like, I wish you would have said that, earlier. We could have, it's like, well, we did, so,
Yeah, I mean, we talked
Def-
about that when we did the negotiations
right,
about the,
right.
the right of way and everything.
So it's like, okay, well, she's still, just a project manager. So now I'm talking to, a couple levels higher,
going up
and
the chain.
Escalation.
we'll make that attempt. And if not, ultimately we may have to bring Zach in on it. And
Okay,
so,
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
yes, sir. That's,
Hopefully sooner rather than later, but
I agree.
we'll get there.
So we're making the effort though. So
Okay,
just to give you a heads up on that.
so that's all you got on roads?
Yes, sir.
All right, Director Barnes, we have anything on budget committee?
Just mainly, we just finished our fiscal year 24-25. Just kind of a quick update. So our income was $4,836,292. We had actually budgeted an income of $4,668,000, which basically means we brought in $187,000 over budget approximately. On our expenses, we spent $6,329,000. Our budgeted expenses was $7,192,153, which basically means that we came in spending about $1,030,000 less last fiscal year. So,
Go us.
so overall, and once again, I just want to tip my hat to the operator and the general manager who is not here. But so I believe that we were doing pretty well.
That's outstanding for the taxpayers to know.
Mhm.
Excellent work by us. Not being profligate with the public's funds and getting the job done for under what we budgeted. That's great. All
So
right.
for the board's general knowledge, I mean, the way staff operates is the sentiment is always what's in the best interest of the district. And we refuse to stray from that. It's got to be in the best interest of the district. So that's priority one.
Very good.
Thank you.
That's why we're a superior water district.
We're trying.
All right, District Community Center Committee. We can't harass Janie about the doors today.
Ouch. That still hurts.
Oh, that does remind me.
The
door's working out, Victor.
So they're getting a little cloudy.
We missed you, Janie. If you're listening.
All right. Deed Restriction Committee. Director Horton, you have anything?
So no issues or concerns regarding enforcement. We had an ACC request for some solar panels that the committee is running right through. Looks great. Approval set forth. That's the only action. So no news is good news.
All right, very good. Security Committee. Director Barnes, do you have anything?
Nothing more than the usual. We had our normal hourly patrols. I don't believe anything big is going on around the district. So as far as security wise.
Yeah, just hear anecdotal stories of cars being opened up. People
Yeah.
don't lock their doors,
Yeah.
so
It happens.
that goes on. Lock your car doors. Keep them safe. Take your valuables out if
Take
you
your
have to store it in the
valuables
driveway.
inside.
Director Smith, Communications Committee. Do we have anything?
Well, a newsletter went out a week or two ago that included the tennis court announcements and the pickleball and the fact that we're moving the bulk pickup day a week later to the 8th of November. And I think that was it.
Okay.
I think that was the list. I'm soliciting feedback for the next newsletter. If anybody has a topic, let me know and We'll add that to the list and start working on it.
All right.
Operations might on the MS4 front. So if I may,
Mhm.
I failed to mention on the manager's report about MS4. We have a permit now. Received it this week, so we've been searching for a permit for how long? 7 years?
Oh, yeah,
Ish.
7 years.
So yeah, we applied for a permit and they just kind of strung us along at year 4.75. We're having to do the new permit. So yeah, I mean, we have a
Right.
permit now, so we've been operating on this.
So we can now sell and distribute water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, this is for municipal separate stormwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just that's one of those regulations that
So I can stop storing the stormwater in my backyard? I can let it go now?
Yeah,
Now.
there you go. Yeah.
now we're dealing with grass clippings in the storm drain. So
Yeah,
education
those
and
leaves,
that
yeah.
stuff. So Jeremiah and Edward actually had a little booth at the National Night Out, which was kind of cool. It's one of the requirements of the MS4 is put out some flyers and try to educate the public and stuff like that. So it's a lot of people, a lot more than I expected at the National Night Out. But bunch of kids. I think we posted pictures of little kids were given a little coloring sheet and they got to color and stuff like that. And Jeremiah, he just put a big old thing on the website. It's like, hey, we've got public participation. We're trying to just engage with the community on MS4. As much as I hate it, it's
Right.
yeah.
Well, so that would be a good topic to put
Yes.
a paragraph or two together.
Mhm.
Also, I know last time we discussed the backflow prevention devices and what we're going to do about that, but I haven't heard from you guys yet in terms of what you want to do.
Yeah. We need to get on. I mean, right now, essentially, we're following the same protocol that Round Rock is.
Mhm.
I mean, they're our providers, so we try to emulate them as much as possible. Testing every 7 years. We have more devices in the system that we have in our records. So we've been meaning to get into doing just a system-wide survey. It's like, okay, he's got a device. Let's have him get it tested, put him into the system, and then it'll follow the 7-year protocol, whatever. We've had staff change. We had MS4 come along. It's a whole bunch of stuff. We just haven't done that survey yet, and getting into people's property is kind of right in there.
I
So
understand.
it's going to be a survey. It's like, hey, look, it appears that you have an irrigation system
Or a pool.
or a pool.
Right.
Yeah, and it's more, we target more the ones with the auto fillers.
Right.
But the education is going to be if you have a manual fill, having an air gap, not putting the hose into the water. So, little education portion of it. Otherwise, just double check and test it every 7 years. But
Okay. I mean, we could do a write-up about, how to prevent, like you said,
Mhm.
if you have an autofill, make sure you have a backflow device. If you have a backflow device, it will need to be tested,
Yeah.
or if you fill your pool by a hose, or that this is the process you need to do in order to prevent issues in the system.
that sounds like a really good topic for next.
Next newsletter.
Next
All right, so we
newsletter.
got basically three.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. We can
Do
that.
we, I know people, Boy Scouts are looking for Eagle Scout projects
Mhm.
every once in a while. I know we had one down on the trail a while back.
Mhm.
Is there anything, should we solicit for something like that for any kind of MS4 public relations campaign? Like, could we?
We could.
We have an upcoming creek cleanup
Yeah.
that's gonna be, that we need to hit for the end of the year too. And we were hoping to get maybe a scouts crew.
Scout troop.
Lead it and
Okay,
maybe get them some experience out there too, so they can use toward the badger.
okay.
That would be a great way to time it, otherwise it's just out for the visitors.
Okay. I mean, that might be something you can use, Mark, soliciting a scout troop for cleanup day or whatever.
Okay.
And then I don't know if there's anything we can do, Eagle Scouts, like they kind of figure out what they're going to do and contact people they want to work with. But if there was some kind of public relations thing or some other kind of component, we could do meet MS4, where it would lessen the burden on our staff a little bit. That would make sense to me, but I don't know if it's worth putting something in a newsletter for that. I don't know for you.
So you would ask the scouts to clean up what?
Green
all we really
belts.
have is trash.
Trash in the,
Creek belt or
Debris
green
and stuff
belt
in
or
the
creek
green
belt or
belts.
green belt?
Anywhere
belt?
stormwater, conveyance, just bright
okay.
water. I mean, that whole along the trail. I mean, all that storm system that goes through there.
Okay, well, I'll add that in there, and then
Yeah, we can add
you
on to
you
it.
can add some verbiage. So I got solicit scouts, we got backflow prevention tips and hints, and the other one was, should have wrote that one down first. There were 3 of them. What was the first one? Backflow prevention tips and hints. We talked about the, that'll come to me eventually. Solicit scouts.
Scouts, backflow, cleanup stuff.
Yeah, there was something else.
We'll catch it on video.
Oh, there you go.
The AI summary.
Yes.
You let me know what I was thinking.
Yeah,
The idea, the little light bulb above my head.
that's
Okay.
gonna be interesting.
All right.
Switch back up.
Yeah,
Next
really.
agenda item is ongoing litigation. I don't have anything. Mr. Deputy GM, do you have anything?
Haven't heard a thing.
Okay. We'll wait till our lawyer's back next meeting to address that more fully. Confirm next meeting date, November 18th. So we're moving it up a little bit.
I think we discussed that
Yeah,
last.
because
last
the
week.
next-
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Thanksgiving.
And there's a possibility we may cancel the December meeting. That one's also moved, currently moved up. But if we decide to cancel it, we'll make that decision next week.
Note, November 18th is Thursday and not a Tuesday meeting then.
Oh,
If it's indeed supposed to be November 18th.
let me see what
November
let me
18th.
see if I put one in. Hang on.
November.
Yeah, I put it in for the 18th. November.
Yeah, that's the third Tuesday in November.
Am I looking at the wrong month?
Yeah, you got the wrong year.
Yeah, how'd I get it in December? I'm sorry. My bad. Fact check, November 18th is in fact Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday.
Giddy up.
Yeah, I've already got it. It is a
Thank you.
Tuesday. Okay.
So
Keeping us on our toes, Director Horton.
there wouldn't be a whole lot in that meeting. Like there's 2.5, 3 weeks between. So, but yeah, I mean, board wants to meet that. We're happy to
Okay.
do that. So.
Perfect. Future agenda items. Anyone have anything?
Oh, wastewater was another one. I know that. I think that was in the last. what we
Oh,
talked
grass
about.
clippings. You mentioned grass clippings. Yeah. Wastewater for the.
Wastewater.
Part of the education for MS4.
MS4. That was it.
There we go.
Well, grass at this time of year going into
Leaves.
Storm drains and
It'll be
stuff.
especially
leaves.
Yeah,
leaves.
now it's the leaves.
Because when the
Yeah.
live oaks start dropping,
Oh God.
it'll be, yeah, well, I'll just blow all these into the street and I'm done.
we
don't
see
do
that
that.
a lot.
I don't hear that.
La, la, la,
Don't
la.
do that.
Don't get caught either.
That's right. We can levy fines. Remember, don't forget. Future agenda items. I don't think there's anything I can think of. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Director Barnes, seconded by Director Horton. All in favor?
Let's go.
Motion carries 4-0.
Oh my God.
The
It's
time is 7:00 on the
55
dot.
minutes.
Wow.
We're over.
And this meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.